Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday night Pint. It's Friday. It's been a long old week this week. Boys, what you been up to? Anything nice?
Work and more work, mate. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Busy.
You guys all saw what I was working in today, so it went nice.
Yeah.
I'm going top shelf.
Disgusting.
Nicky's flat or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nicky and Billy's gaff, all the Jaffa cake boxes everywhere. Just been working, mate. Stock take weekend, so I'm back in early tomorrow morning, so it ain't going to be a late one for me tonight.
Yeah.
Fucking hate stock take.
Worse, didn't they?
Ruins your weekend. Well, at least it's warm out, though, and it's not pissing down the rain, so can't complain.
Have you been doing it all week, or what?
No. It was only... Hey, look, my mate's just popped in the chat there, Mr. Puttock, Mr. Chelsea. You made it home in time then. Yeah, you know what I mean? They're trying to keep me from the Friday night pinting.
So why'd you have to go in on a Saturday then?
No, tomorrow's just like the, like the recounts. They run the report overnight, and if there's any like massive differences, you just got to recount it, like some of the certain bits. So
why don't they do it on a Monday? Can't they do it on a Monday, no? Can't they do it on a Monday and let you have your Saturday?
Nah, it's all right, mate. I don't mind. I only work 2 Saturdays of the year. I ain't going to complain.
Fair enough.
Anyway, let's crack on with the show. Don't worry about my life.
I think we should just talk about Ryan's work for the whole show.
Yeah.
That should be fascinating.
What were we talking about then?
Well, we got a lot to... Well, I say we got a lot to talk about. We was really trying to not base it around the bloody Super League stuff because it's been all week, innit? So we're looking for other stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
There's not been going on too much about West Ham, but we've had the rumours that Benrahma is due to get a start on Saturday. Is it Saturday or is it Sunday?
Saturday.
It's Saturday. R5. Nick, Ryan will be back in time for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've at the end of the day, I heard the press conference today, and I don't know whether it's fucking needs must, to be quite honest with you. It seems like we're down to the bare bones, as Harry Redknapp used to say. I don't know what to... to be honest with you, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm not having Benrahma. He's not done enough for me. No,
Here we go.
No,
Here we go. It's
Here we
part
go.
2.
Here we go.
It's Sylvester. Come on, Nick.
I'm just not having him. Everyone's got their own opinions. I think it's...
Thing is, though, mate,
good.
In your honest opinion, do you think he's been given enough game time, especially over the last few weeks? Because I found that he was getting in a nice little bit of form under David Moyes, and then he's just completely just been sort of dropped. So, if he does start, I think it's a big test for him. It's a massive game for West Ham tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. This is a 6-pointer, isn't it? You know, this is massive. 3 points tomorrow. I mean, the Newcastle defeat last week was hard to take, but results during the week sort of went our way. Apart from obviously Tottenham picking up that late win. It's a massive game. Massive game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Yes, this is biggest game of our season so far, isn't it? This one now, especially that defeat the other week, and then them slipping up against Brighton. This is it. This is do or die, isn't it? And maybe Benrahma's time is now to step up and shine. We've had Lingard smashing it. Benrahma's got to come in and do the same now.
It's all or nothing tomorrow, Scott. I think if we lose, I think that's the end of the top 4 hopes. I really do. I mean, a draw. Yeah, you can sort of accept that, but I think a defeat would sort of push us. I think that would be a damaging defeat tomorrow.
Do you know what? I think we can afford to lose. It wouldn't be ideal, but based on the fixtures that we've got versus Chelsea towards the end of the season, we could go and win our next game after them, and they go and lose theirs, and then we're right back in the mix after that.
But you've then got to take into account Liverpool. Look at Liverpool's running. Liverpool's running is just as easy on paper as our running. We've all said it in the past. There ain't an easy game in the Premier League. Anyone can beat anyone, but on paper, our running's, apart from Everton's, quite easy. Chelsea have still got to play Leicester, remember, as well. But it's Liverpool and, unfortunately, it's Spurs as well. You know, sacking Jose, players are sort of now playing a bit better.
Did you see the Spurs game? The Spurs Southampton game? I wasn't convinced because Danny Ings was completely taking the piss out of him until he got injured. And that's where they just scraped to win. Southampton are the worst formed team in the league. We're the fourth best team in the league on form so far, by the way. But Southampton are the worst. They're 20th, right, when it comes to the form guide. And Tottenham scraped to win with the new manager bounce. Scraped to win. And there's only if Danny Ings stays on, they don't win that game.
No, that's it. But that's the thing. If they've got the job done and got the points, and now that puts them even closer to us. It's just a little bit worrying. I'd be more confident if we didn't have the injuries we've got. It's good. By the looks of it, Rice was back training again today, which is good.
Cresswell's back soon, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I don't think Cresswell's going to feature tomorrow, but he was sort of hinting that he's having a late sort of fitness test. But Masuaku out. Don't forget Dawson's suspended for tomorrow as well, so it looks like it's going to be probably Diop and Ogbonna at the back.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Look, it's honestly, mate, it's a massive game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it because. Yeah. Moyes has got a sort of good home record against Chelsea as a West Ham manager. Played 2-1-2, so this cross he makes it 3 out of 3.
Yeah. I'm nervous for tomorrow. Like it's one of them games. You know, you don't watch it. You feel sick, and you're like, it's such a big game.
Yeah,
the nerves do creep in.
I don't think we've lost back-to-back games this season either, have we?
Didn't we lose at the start of the season? Newcastle,
first
then
2
Arsenal.
games. We lost
So barring them first 2, we haven't. I'm sure we've not lost. So we've got a good record at home this season, but it's just that fact that we haven't done so well against the so-called bigger sides. That's the worry.
Yeah, I mean, there's a massive game tonight in there, Arsenal-Everton, and really we could do with a draw in that. But if Everton get a result. That puts them right back in there. So it's going to be so tight. The race for top 4 is so close. It's like a marathon, and it's just coming to that final lap, that final hurdle, the last. You know, when you run the marathon, you see Buckingham Palace, and you know you're coming to the end, and your legs are going, and it's who wants it more. Who wants it more in these final 6 games?
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of people are asking as well if we've seen the protest outside the Emirates, and I've seen all the pictures, and there's a lot of people there, like a lot of people outside the Emirates today. And you're thinking, bloody hell, like we're still in a pandemic as well. And like this,
I think Ray Parlour might have added fuel to that fire today with his comments.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll tell you, I was watching that just before I come on. I watched like a little bit of it before. Before I started work this morning, or one of my breaks, I think, but I didn't get a chance to. And I watched it all. What an embarrassment! I mean, I'm not being funny. That geezer, like, with all due respect to him, and I mean this with the greatest of respect, but he spends his life fucking down the pub with Alan Brazil. Like,
do you know what though, mate? I was listening to that live this morning, and I was fuming because that's not like Ray Parlour to be like that, and. For Ray Parlour, I mean, Ray Parlour's been on Arsenal Fan TV 3 times himself, so I think he was just looking for a bit of clickbait for TalkSport.
I've got a little bit of a different conspiracy, right? If I'm honest with you, I've got a little bit of a different conspiracy, because Ray Parlour's he's got one of these sort of ambassadors roles. He kept on saying this morning he ain't got no job at Arsenal. Listen, they've got very close relationships with Arsenal, and like they pay when they go in to do them sort of like meet and greets and all that stuff in them sort of corporate environments. They pay them a pretty penny to go and do them, and so all of a sudden there's these big protests. You know, we've had all of the fallout of this week. There's these big protests and everything else. Did Ray Parlour really commit anything against Kroenke? He said to him, "What do you think about Kroenke?" I don't know. At the minute, you can't trust him, and like absolute like pussyfooting around it. And what's he doing? All of a sudden, he's attacking a fan media channel. Like, with all due respect, he sounded like an old crow when he was talking about it. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. To be honest with you, it's just an attack on it's new media versus old media. Don't like it. Oh, you're making money. Well, he sounded jealous, to be quite honest with you. It's a geezer that fucking at the end of the day he's fucking broke because his wife took all his fucking money. But he sounded a little bit jealous and all that. You make us look like mugs, as Ryan said. He's been on there himself when he had things to promote. You know what I mean? So I think Robbie handled himself really well. But I think personally, I think it may have been Ray Parlour trying to turn fans against fans to take the heat off it, because it just come out of the blue. It was totally like it was talking about nothing of that. They was talking about the ESL, and then also you like it when they lose, didn't you, Rob? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Exactly, and that's the thing. It's just like you said. It is the new media versus old media. You know, they sit there and slag off the fan channels and talking to fans after the games. Then the media start doing it in themselves, and it doesn't work the way that they thought it would work, so they stop doing it. And it is a bit of jealousy. You know, Parlour had a great career at Arsenal, and like you were right, he sat so much on the fence when he was talking about the ball at Arsenal. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, he was like proper on the middle of that fence, and he wouldn't get off. He wouldn't flag them off. He wouldn't say they were doing a good job, even though. Listen, we know deep down he's a West Ham fan, but he's got a lot of thingy for Arsenal. And, you know, as a fan, you can't sit there with your heart on your sleeve and say that guy's doing the best job for Arsenal, because he's not.
But
But to have a pop at Robbie just for no reason is pathetic.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them do.
A lot of people are saying like one of the producers told him to do it, or one of the producers sort of put in his ear. I would be surprised because. Yeah.
When you watch TalkSport, mate, you see them. They wink at each other and they nod, and Alan Brazil's off camera and he's probably saying, "Yeah, go on, keep going. This is good radio." And you got the producers. So Ray Parlour knew what he was doing. Simon Jordan does it. They all do it. They know how to wind people up. And it was a bit of a cheap attack on Robbie this morning. And as I said, I was listening to it live, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I was happy that Robbie's getting the promotion on Talk. Not that he really needs it. You know, he's probably done a favour by helping TalkSport today, if I'm honest.
I bet he's got more viewers than fucking TalkSport, to be quite honest with you. But what did they do? They talk about clickbait, right? They talk about, how much do you like it? Has anyone ever heard of Adrian Durham? The most clickbaited fucking bloke in the fucking history of clickbait. And what did they do with Robbie's clip? 20 minutes later, it was up on the fucking TalkSport YouTube channel. Yeah. Like, I find it embarrassing when they do that sort of thing. Like, it's just because we're sort of part of that space as well. They just try and absolutely downtrod and downplay the importance they've got. Fans are more important. Fans this week have shown they're more important than fucking anyone. I've got a feeling that I think these a couple of these owners are going to fuck off. To be quite honest with you, I don't think the Glazers would be there.
I don't think they're fucking off, because you say that. Like, look at the Glazers, right? No, but I tell you what, right? Man United is valued at 2 billion. 4 billion. Arsenal's valued at 2 billion, right? Who is coming in? They've got a clear like 700 million pounds worth of debt from Man United. Who is coming in and buying Man United for 4 billion, picking up 700 million pounds of debt?
Anybody would buy Manchester United for 4 billion. Anybody.
Listen. If you get Man United, say it's someone who's going to buy it, right? They're talking about getting a sheik, because that's the only that you could get that can buy Man United and invest and do.
So you don't think there's a sheik out there, right? That would. Manchester United is the biggest commercial club in the world.
Yeah, but why?
These sheiks and Arabs, they're very materialistic. They're very like. Show off, like everything's got to be the best. It's got to show off. If the best club in the world, I say the best club, like it's not the best, but the biggest club in the world comes on the market, you don't think there's going to be people that are ready there to take it?
So when Man City, why have no other sheiks tried to buy Manchester United? Why did they try and buy clubs like Newcastle, clubs like Man City?
Not for sale.
A lot of these sheiks,
because it's not for sale.
You could put a bid in, and it obviously was for sale because the Glazers bought it. So when it was up,
how do you know they didn't?
Well, they've got more money than the Glazers. They could easily buy it, and they would go and, if they wanted to, they could easily outbid the Glazers. But this is the problem,
I don't think it's done. I don't think.
No, the Glazers ain't selling.
You look
They're
at when did the Glazers take over United?
Back in the mid 2000s, I think.
When did City
End of the
get-
2000s.
It was about two. I think they bought them in 2007.
Right.
So,
So it's more to the fact of you are right in what you said. A lot of these sheikhs they've got to outdo everyone else. You see it out in places like Qatar when one hotel adds something, then the hotel over the road adds something. So they're always competing with each other. I think if City had got bought out before United was bought by the Glazers, you would have seen a sheikh step in and buy United. Yeah,
like, imagine,
it wasn't one of them things. And the problem is now, you are right, Dan. I get what you're saying, Nick, but the amount of debt that club's in because of the Glazers moving their debt from their NFL franchise and sticking it onto United, which again boils down to the big problem of having these type of owners in our game. You know, it puts buyers off.
And the thing is, if you're a sheikh, right? Would you spend 4 billion, right? You buy Man United, spend 4 billion, have to clear the debt, then spend however much to get them competing, or you could buy a West Ham or a Newcastle for 400 million, spend however that billions then on the transfer and get them.
But I think
it's much more of an ego trick.
I think you misinterpret how much these people are worth. £4 billion, £5 billion is nothing to some of these people. It's nothing. It's a drop in the ocean. Got boats and houses worth that much.
The thing is with the Man United and the Arsenals, I don't think they have any intention of selling. They've just tried to take them into a Super League. Why? To make money. They have them in that Super League. They have them sitting in there, spinning their wheels in that Super League, and they collect money. It's a cash cow for them. That's why the Glazers haven't tried to pay the debt. Why are they just going to give up that cash cow now? That's a constant money earner for them. They've never, all these protests they've done before, they've never tried to sell.
If you had a pair of shoes, that when every time you run was the most comfortable pair of shoes that you had in your life, and it's the best pair of shoes, then all of a sudden there was a thorn in the bottom of them, would you keep on running them, or would you end up chucking them in the bin?
What's the form? Because
the fans. What's the form? Every game. Imagine every game you go there. There's going to be these people gathering about, telling you they want you out. They're not going to let the coaches through. Of course they will.
Wait.
They will.
Do you think, right? Say we go every game. Say the new season starts. Do you think Arsenal and Man United fans will keep this up over the course of the season? They'll have a transfer window. Players will start coming in. They've had protests before. We've seen Glazer out protest. We've seen Kroenke out protest. They haven't kept this.
Have you seen the pictures tonight?
They still got. Yeah, but that's why this is raw.
Dan. What were they protesting about before? What's just happened?
Well, yeah, but what's that got to do with anything? I'm talking about can they?
What's that got to do with anything? It's got everything to do with everything.
Yeah, but that's now, Nicky. What I'm saying is, put this in 2 months' time, 3 months' time, 4 months' time, 5 months' time. Do you think that these fans will still be keeping that up?
Well, listen,
we can't even keep up our protest to that level. And we're not like these clubs. You know what I mean? When we protest, you know, we're serious about it. Like, we had that whole Burnley thing, and then it all died down after that. Do you think that Man United and Chelsea fans, who were easily replaceable, right, because they're just a new other fans can come in, what are they going to do? Like, they're not giving up their season tickets. They're still going to go to the flipping games. They're still going to spend money on all the fucking shirts like they do every year.
You can't tell me that it's not going to keep on going on.
Like,
this is a different
Stan
beast at the minute.
Go to the games. Stan could just chill in America. Stan Kroenke. The owner of Arsenal is called Stan Kroenke.
I think it all boils down to the fact of, as I've said before with GSB, you know, they don't care. The numbers, they don't care. So it's all about numbers. They look at statistics and numbers, and why they're still getting 60,000 people through that door, why they're still earning the money that they're earning for advertisement and stuff like that. They don't care. And that's what it all boils down to.
And our owners care more than theirs as well. Like, you know, like how they're sensitive, innit? They're quite sensitive owners.
I don't know,
and
mate.
They get upset.
This is a bit of a movement now. This is not one club. This is all clubs.
It's a moment in time. It's very fresh and raw. If this is still going on in a month's time, I'd be very surprised when they're getting these numbers. Look at the Tottenham protest. Did you see that? It was an embarrassment.
Oh, I don't bother with looking at them.
Well, it was on social media and all of that, and I put it in the WhatsApp group. But Yeah, no, it's like I said, we'll see. But I don't think they're going anywhere.
Will Benrahma start or not?
He's starting, and he's going to score his first goal for West Ham.
The thing is, I sort of agree what you was both talking about. I was just sitting back and listening. I agree with both what you're saying. You've all got your rights to your opinions and that. And the thing is, I sort of agree that I do think this will die down. I really do, and the thing is, we've just had a year of not being allowed to go football. These fans are desperate to go back, so they are going to walk through the gates, and that's the unfortunate thing. They will, and these owners and these clubs will get away with it. They will get away with it because I sort of agree that the players and the fans and the manager, they don't deserve punishment. It's the owners. But what can you do? It's one of them, innit? It's difficult because, all right, lesser clubs have been fined and docked points for going into administration and things like that. I just can't see that happening. I just think that them clubs, especially the Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, I mean, you can say as much as we say relegate them, they won't relegate them. Because as I said to you the other day, if they're in the Championship, where's the TV money? Where's the most TV money going to go? It's going to go to the Championship. No one's really going to worry about the Premier League. That they're all for the big boys.
Points.
And that's...
Yeah.
Go on.
Would you I think... points, right?
Would I what?
I'm saying, what do you think about docking them points? So it's not necessarily relegating them, but it is stifling their season in a way and teaching them a lesson.
Yeah, I can understand that, but who's it really teaching a lesson? Because it's not fair on the players. It's clear to see that the players and managers and definitely the fans wasn't told about this. So it's a difficult one,
the Tevez saga, though, right? That wasn't the players, the fans.
But we wasn't docked points, was we? We was only fined.
But that fine. But I tell you what, the thing is the difference. We was only fined, but it was the level of the fine because that fine nearly ruined us, and we ended up paying dearly. It would have to be a big fine, like 100 mil.
Yeah, it has to be a massive fine, and I'm talking like record-breaking fines.
Yeah.
But fines to these owners are nothing because they'll just break that down over 20 years or something like that. It's ridiculous when you think about it. But the thing is with this Super League, I mean, it could have worked, and hear me out, right? It could have worked if, right, they would have informed everyone that in 2 years' time, this is what we're going to do. These are the 12 clubs that are going to start it off. 2 teams from that get relegated, and the Champions League winners and the Europa League winners go into it. And then every year
wasn't the proposal.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The proposal was them 15 teams didn't go anywhere, regardless of how they got on.
And that's what the problem is with that, right?
That's the one problem. That's how they could have.
I think that's fairer. But you know what the one problem I have with that is the 12 teams that start are all obviously going to get this £350 million.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And gives them an advantage over us.
The Champions League and the Europa League still carries on like normal, but they have this sort of breakaway league that is like the fucking Super Champions League, whatever they want to call it. But there's ways they could have worked it, but they've done it the wrong way. They've tried to make it the same 15, 12 teams, wherever it is. There was no competition. There's no relegation, no promotion. So I'm glad it's scrapped, to be fair, and hopefully they learn a lesson.
Do you know what? Obviously, go on, Scott.
No, I was chatting to Graham earlier on the phone when I was driving home, and he was saying, docking them points is unfair on the fans and all that. Every club that's gone into administration has been docked points, right? They've not gone into administration because of the fans. They've gone into administration because they've been badly run by the owners. Look at Wigan. Wigan got bought. The bloke then put a massive bet on Wigan getting relegated and then went into administration to make sure they get relegated so he could cash in on this big bet that he put on. Right?
Yep.
That's not the fans' fault, but they still dock points. All this about you can't dock them clubs points because it's unfair on the fans. You talk to fans who are true fans, not this armchair fan, not this FIFA generation fan, they'd happily take a points deduction. Because the only way you hurt these big businesses is you take their money away. Now, if the Premier League have got any balls, and they haven't, because they're going to get away with this scot-free, and the Premier League are going to rely on the government to bring in legislation that these clubs can't do it again. If they've got any balls, what they'll do They'll put a transfer ban on them, so they can't sign any players for the next 2 seasons. They'll kick them out of the European. You wait for a kick them out of the European competitions at least for a season, right? And then they don't get their TV money for a season.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
They're not allowed to watch TV for a season.
No, do you know what? But do you know why it's so difficult for the league? You know why it's so difficult for the league?
Yeah.
It's because it's not Man United or Arsenal or Liverpool. It's every single one of them. And like whether you like it or not, for the TV rights and for the TV deals outside of the UK.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got. Someone just asked if I had Pat Butcher earrings on. No, they're figured. But for everyone outside of the UK, that's where the money lies.
Yeah. But,
it also probably in contracts, Scott, in Premier League contracts, that them top 6 teams to receive that amount of money are in that league.
Yeah,
it's probably in the contracts. But
in the contracts, they shouldn't be setting up a breakaway league. But also,
well, in the contracts, they should be fucking setting up TV rights based on the fact that them 10 clubs are in it, because it's not fair, is it?
Exactly, I totally agree. But also, I'm not saying you're not going to show these teams on the telly. Yeah, their games will still be televised. They're not going to earn from it. That's
Championships on Sky, isn't it?
But that's it. But you know what? Do that. Yeah, the TV deals will still be there because these teams are still playing in the league. These teams are
I don't think they will
take their money off them and redistribute it to the lower leagues, so that we still get our money, and all the other 14 clubs that didn't want to get in this breakaway league or do this breakaway league, they still get their TV money. But these so-called big 6, their money, give it to the clubs that deserve it. Give it to the clubs further down the league that need it, that are struggling for survival. That's the best way. Hurt them. You're not hurting the fans, because the fans are still seeing their team play. The fans are still going to watch their team.
Exactly.
Hurt the owners.
The sad thing is, Scott, that if it was, say, like, let's just take the bottom 6 teams, for instance, they would have all been fined and it would have been dealt with now. They know that these 6 clubs are the top clubs. Well, I say they're the top clubs. You're talking about Tottenham and Arsenal. I mean, whoever made that up, that them. And I'm not being funny. Look, Arsenal have got some great history. Tottenham haven't won anything for 40 years or whatever it is, like major. I mean, right, they won the League Cup in 2008. I mean, Wigan have won a bigger cup than that since then. I mean, if that makes them, it's because they got the big stadium, and Daniel Levy probably pulled his pants down and went down on his knees and begged because he's got a stadium to pay for. But as I said the other day, I would miss Tottenham because I'd miss the away game. I agree with what I was watching the thing Dan and Nicky done the other night, the live reaction. And I sort of agree with what Dan said a bit. I'd like to have seen it still go ahead just to see what would have happened, just to see if they would have taken them out of the league. And then, because now there's obviously talk about Rangers and Celtic coming down to the Premier League, which I think...
But the thing is, what I don't understand, right, is all of a sudden they do this, and all of a sudden everyone's jumping through fucking hoops to try and change things. What are they changing things for?
Yeah, I know.
It's been working the same way for fucking donkey's years. For donkey's years now.
I said to you the other day, didn't I? Funny enough, on the Monday show, me, you and Scott done, I said, I'm all for them sort of trying to revamp the Champions League and make it different. And then what happens 2 days later? They come out and they've changed it. I don't know what they've changed. I mean, it looks even fucking worse. I don't get it.
I'll tell you what they was doing, mate. They was discussing that for a long time. They see a fucking window of opportunity to get it through while that was going on. They thought, get that through now, because there's not going to be any fucking backlash because everyone's concentrating on that. That's what they saw there. Because that announcement for the fucking Super League come out on a Sunday night, and that was out on a Monday morning. They're not fucking stupid, them people, mate. They don't miss a
even
fucking trick.
That's stupid, because they want to give people again, these teams a free pass. Like, so if we finish 5th and Man United are 6th, we go Europa League, but Man United get to go to the Champions League.
Yeah, and that's the elitist attitude. At the end of the day, the Champions League is one of the biggest jokes in football, because it's not a Champions League, is it? It's if you finish inside the top 4 in the Premier League, you're in there. You want to make the Champions League a serious competition and make it what it should be. The league winners go in there. the
Yeah,
major
but they want
cups
more
in Australia.
games, Scott. That's the problem, isn't it?
But-
More
but
games
you get-
equals
but
more
Dan,
money.
sorry,
That's the
mate,
problem.
you get more games because you're putting whether they're crap leagues or whatever, you're putting the league champions of every league in Europe into this competition called the Champions League. You then put the Europa League winners into this competition. If you want to mix it up a bit, then you have the major cups like the FA Cup. You qualify for the Champions League, so you actually have to win something to get in the competition called the Champions League, not come fourth in the Premier League and then you go through and get to the final.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Took a couple of years at least.
The thing is, right? I mean, that comment that's just come up there, Rangers and Celtic gone is a death of Scottish football. I don't agree with that. I really don't. Because no. Because if you ask that, basically all the other teams in that Scottish Premier League, Rangers and Celtic is their cup final. That's all. They're never going to win the league. So taking them two out and putting them in the Premier League or the Championship will give other teams the chance to win the leagues, the cups up there. But they should do a deal that part of the money that Rangers and Celtic get TV-wise pumped back into Scottish football.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point, actually, Ryan, because and it sort of made me think about the whole our teams without our league without the Premier League, because it is true. It becomes a more interesting league because it's more competitive. Like it's not the same two teams like Aberdeen or flipping some of the other teams they have out there, flipping Aberdeen and the rest, flipping what's it, Hearts, Thistle,
Hibs.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
Thistle.
Pike Thistle.
Yeah, that's the one. All of these teams that could win the bloody leagues, and it's so.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Premier League, I was having this, and I gave this analogy right just quickly because a lot of these fans, right, are these fucking greedy six, right? They think that without them, the Premier League in the future would die. And the reason why, I tell you the difference, right? I tell you why it won't die. You look at, it's very much like, if any of you follow the darts, right? Back in, I think it was like the early 90s, you had the darts organization, the BDO. Now, what happened was all the big players like the Phil Taylors and Eric Bristows and all that all went off with Barry Owen and Sky, and they formed the PDC, right? So they went to the PDC with Sky and took all the big players, and still to this day, the BDO survived. And I tell you what's different about us and the BDO is the teams that are left have die-hard, massive fan bases that the BDO darts players, no one's like a Martin Wolf fan or a bloody Bobby George or whatever fan, but we have that. The league would survive. You can't tell me otherwise that we'd be fine.
The Premier League would, because as I said last week, sorry Scott, there's big teams in that Championship, that have got a lot of history. That if they come up to the Premier League, after a few years, you'd get used to it without these normal top six.
And then it becomes who's the new big teams, isn't it?
Yeah, going back
to be fair, mate, I think they should be deducted points. I think some of them should be relegated. I'll probably aim for I wouldn't say chuck them all out, because I don't think everyone was as complicit in it as everyone else. I think there was a couple that were a little bit thingy, but there's a couple there, the ringleaders of it should definitely be. I think one of them or two of them should be relegated. No, I really do. Because why are we just keeping the same powers in charge? Give everyone else a chance. Give everyone else a chance to become one.
You got to give them all the same time. Why?
Yeah, it does. I know what Ryan's saying. I know what Scott's saying. What Nicky's saying.
Clubs get the same points deductions, whatever. Yeah. You can't.
They all wrote the rules the same way, didn't they? They all signed the contract.
Yeah, they all signed. They all probably used the same pen. You can't have separate punishments. But going on to what we're saying about Rangers and Celtic joining the Premier League. First off, what's their God-given right to come straight into the Premier League? They haven't got one. If they're going to come into football, they need to come in at League Two.
But it's not the Premier League, Scott. It's actually a British Super League they're talking about. So it would be a Super League where they have 18 teams, including Celtic and Rangers. So
I would imagine we would be one of them, because we're one of the 8 or 9 clubs that have been in the Premier League for the longest. So we would definitely be one of the 18.
Yeah.
They've got to probably put Welsh clubs in, Northern Irish clubs.
No, but this is the thing. So again, you're then sitting there saying that you're going to have Celtic and Rangers move into the Premier League at the expense of Aston
other
Villa
clubs.
and Newcastle, for argument's sake. I'm not saying them two will be kicked out because they've both got a pedigree within the Premier League. But you're saying that, and going back to the point we were saying about with the Scottish League, you are right. It would make it more competitive, and the Scottish League survives on the money that it gets generated through the TV because of Celtic and Rangers. But they take a majority of that. It's no different to the Liga.
Well, Scott, do you know what? You saying that, I didn't realise how bad it was. They was talking. Alan Brazil was talking about it yesterday, and Rangers and Celtic get about £2.5–3 million a year TV rights. If they go to the Premier League, that goes up to £110 million.
That's insane. Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah. And that's what he said. Yeah. When you look at Celtic and Rangers players, they're on like 10–20 grand a week. Hearts players are on £2 grand a week.
Yeah,
and they're playing the same league.
There's Rangers players that are on £2 grand a week.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Ridiculous. And you can't have a British Super League, right? And if Rangers, if you want to look at bringing Rangers and Celtic into our leagues, then you need to change the entire setup of our league and the Scottish League to keep the teams at the bottom of the pyramid going. You know, whether you get down, you have the Premier League, the Championship, and then League One, you have League One South, League One North, League Two South, League Two North. Because teams, lower league teams are going to struggle to be able to afford to travel up to Scotland and stuff like that. So
that's never going to happen.
Leave it.
Why don't they just
leave it as it is?
Why don't they just have a big tournament over Power League, winner takes all?
Yeah. No, it's no one wants a British. Oh no,
I don't want a British league.
It's never happening anyway.
Exactly. But I just get fed up with hearing this term that Rangers and Celtic should be in the Premier League because they shouldn't. They don't have the God-given right to come straight into our top division.
No. They'll probably get relegated as well.
I don't think they get relegated. They compete.
You think if they came in as they are now into the Prem, they would compete? They'd be competitive.
No different to our teams at the lower end of our league are competitive.
It would take a good few seasons for Rangers and Celtic to be challenging in the top 10.
I think what a lot of people disregard about Celtic, especially and Rangers actually, is that there's a lot of people because of the religious reasons, and that would be players that would join them because of the religious sectors of the thing. So Roy Keane, he was desperate to join Celtic, even in his heyday, desperate to join them, because of the religious and you know what they meant to him. But there would be players like that.
Did you just say Roy Keane in his heyday? He was about 35 when he joined them.
But even before he went there, he wanted to join them. He wanted to join them for a long time.
The thing is, you were talking about owners. Irish players. Yeah, you was talking about owners earlier. If Rangers and Celtic got into the Premier League, they'll get owners. They'll get new owners straight away. You don't realise how big their fan bases are around the world, Rangers and Celtic. They're both well-followed clubs. They've got good stadiums. They'd be perfect for the Premier League. But as Scott said, they've got to earn it. Put them in the League One or the Championship. You know, start them off there. Because the Championship, they struggle to probably get out of the Championship in the first season.
But then it's like, who do you relegate for them? That's the thing.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You bring them in, you've got to phase them in. You've got to bring them in at the bottom. They've got to work their way up. You know, it's not right. Listen, as you all know, everyone who watches our channel knows what I think of Scottish football, right? But I'm with you. If Rangers and Scottish football,
come on, go on, Scott.
It's a Sunday pub league, right? We all know that.
Oh, right? But wait a minute, it's a Sunday pub league, but they can come into our league and be competitive. Make it make sense, Scott.
But that's my opinion. The league is piss poor. The league is piss poor, right? But they have, like you said, they have got a big following. If they come into the Premier League, people would snap them up a lot quicker than what they'd snap a Premier League club up because of the following that them two clubs have got and the history that them two clubs have got. And it's one of them where they don't deserve to come in here and they need to work to come in here. But I still think if they come in, they'd finish mid-table. But they'd finish mid-table for the first two seasons. I believe they get bought out quite quickly, have a massive influx, and then they'll be pushing further up the league. But if they went into the Championship, again, I think they'd struggle to come out of it because that Championship, I feel, is more competitive than Premier League.
Yeah. You're going to get a lot of Scottish fans after you, Scott.
But they've been talking about Rangers and Celtic joining the Premier League since I was a kid. They've been talking about this sort of Super League, which nearly happened. Lasted the whole 72 hours before. Do you know what?
Marty Ogent lasted longer than that Super League.
What, mate? Just before we move on from the Super League, I mean, I know I hated it when they done it, but the way they crumbled, I'd have had more respect, but I thought they would have put up a bit more of a fight. It was like one of them pulled out and they went, fuck this, and they all just started running.
I think it's funny because apparently that decision weren't made overnight. That decision, I mean, they had websites to go and all of this sort of thing. They must have had these discussions, and the fact that not a soul knew that they knew that there was going to be a backlash because that it was an attack. If you looked at the social media, the way it went on, someone was sitting there going, right, 11:30. We're announcing it. We're going to fucking hit the well, blah, blah, blah. Apparently they had all of these legal sanctions in place and all of that sort of thing. And they're like, 11:30, we're hitting them with this. Like, there's no fucking stopping it. It obviously got leaked a little bit before because that's how Gary Neville was talking about it. 11:30, we're going to announce it. It's going to be a massive backlash. Hold the line and all of that. Don't crumble. And all of a sudden, a couple of fans turned up with Chelsea and Chelsea went, fuck this. Peter Cech had to get out of the coach. He went, I'll sign the paperwork. Just let us through. It was ridiculous. But it was never going to wash. It was never going to wash. Never. Ever.
I think as much as I think some teams signed up a little reluctant. If you get what I mean, they signed up because they didn't want to be left out. The team, Arsenal, United, Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's not an excuse, is it? I do agree. There were some clubs that are more complicit. Fucking Barcelona and Real Madrid are the only two left in it. They're not pulling out for no fucker.
But that's because you look at Barcelona. Barcelona are broke.
So Real Madrid.
Yeah, and you look at La Liga. Considering that La Liga isn't,
my microphone was muted.
It's not a great league, but they take 80% of the money, the TV money, goes to Barcelona and Real Madrid.
But that's what I'm saying, Scott. They've been doing that to Spanish football. Spanish football was probably fucking glad to get rid of the fuckers, to be quite honest with you, because they monopolised that league, and that's why it was never going to suffer. They were saying Barcelona and Real Madrid, they've got the fan owned stuff and all of that, and they wanted to go. Of course they did, because it makes no difference to them, and that's why nobody was opposed to it, because they monopolise it anyway. That's what makes our league so good.
No, I don't think they weren't opposed to it because it means some of them might get some more money.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think Barcelona are in $1 billion worth of debt or something. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Yeah. But what I'm saying is they've been monopolising that market for a long time, a long time. You look at the other clubs that we've invited. 6 out of 12 are English clubs, which is a joke. AC Milan signed up to it. I'm not being funny or nothing, but I reckon we'd have beat AC Milan over the last 10 years. They've been absolutely fucking atrocious.
AC Milan won the league for 9 years.
Exactly, and that's it.
I don't think not just won the league. I don't think anywhere near it.
No, you know what I was trying to say? I was muted, but I had my mic muted for some reason. I don't know why I was muted. But I was trying to say is all of the teams are still signed up to it. They've got to pay a £300 million get-out fee to be a part, because they're signed into a contract, so they can't just say we've left it. They have to do things in order to leave it. So Arsenal, Man United, all of them, they're still a part of it. That is the funny thing. So no one's left. They've just said we're out, but you can't sign a contract and just go we're out. So it's going to be very interesting. And if they do have to pay for £300 million, they are, especially Spurs, man, they are going to be in big trouble. So fingers crossed they all have to pay that. But it's obviously going to go to Perez. That Perez guy, I mean, this sounds unpopular, but he's growing on me because he is a funny guy. He is not letting it is not over. And but he's a if he gets all them £300 million fines, he collects them, then he's a genius because he's solved Real Madrid's debt. Fucking crazy. But as you know, I'll tell you what I wanted to talk about actually, because I see Nicky's been talking about this a lot, and it's the whole 50+1.
Should we take? Hold on, before we do that, should we take some comments? We've been pretty shit with comments tonight.
Can we just say with Roy May Jr. to stay safe because he's just had a tornado warning while he's watching us. So
Bloody hell.
thanks, mate.
Stay safe, mate. Bloody hell. I don't know. Don't go outside and all of that. I mean, stuff. I don't know the tornado etiquette.
Right, let's take some of these comments. This is obviously talking about the British Super League. The only reason the old firm is big is because they've been at the top of the Scottish game for so long. They was playing in the Prem all this time. They will be so big. No right to come here. West Ham Fan TV best moments. Who the fuck's that? Why don't you email the crew and they'll tell? Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh, wait a minute.
So
that guy did email us before, and he was told no. That's the guy that wants to take all the videos, did it?
I've seen him.
He wants to edit the videos into best moments. That's what he was
No, he
asking
can't do that.
everyone.
What? So you just blocked him?
I didn't.
No,
block
no
him.
one blocked him.
Oh, I saw that someone got blocked.
I didn't
I
block
don't know,
him.
maybe he was putting a time out because he kept asking the same questions over and over again. I think he's emailed us. Has anyone else seen this bloke that keeps emailing us? He's been emailing us in Messenger since 2017 asking the same question about can we send him a clip of Joe Cole against Derby? And I think, honestly, I've replied to this geezer before and just said, look, no, mate, look on YouTube. Nick,
He's been asking for 4 years.
I've blocked him on Facebook now. I've blocked his email. He's now on Twitter. Honestly, mate, I don't know what the geezer wants.
he wants the clip of Joe Cole.
He wants a clip of Joe Cole doing a Rabona against Derby, I guess.
Look, how many times can you tell him?
No, I don't mind people taking small clips of it and everything else if they want to put it on Twitter or whatever. But you can't just take someone's videos and edit them together and put them on your own YouTube channel. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do it.
Some people do, didn't they? Done it before.
Yeah, yes. I guess they do.
I don't know. That'd be a big problem.
What?
Not a big problem. I don't know.
Nick, that does actually turn around a bit. That does actually look like you got dangly Pat Butcher.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. That's what it's missing. The earrings.
Scott, take some things. Take some comments, please.
Take some things, Scott.
I was going through them earlier on, and then you started going through them. Let's have a look what we got. What we got. Yeah, Kent Hammers all 16 fell quicker than the game of Jenga. Yeah, that's an interesting one. There was talk of a Dutch and Belgian league joining up to create a bigger league to generate more revenue, but it was downvoted. You can sort of see with them leagues because they're not that big. You know, they're not there's not a lot of population wise. So that would probably work. Again, it's got to be done fairly, but there's not. You look at the distance between Holland and Belgium; it's no different to travelling from London to Newcastle. Let's be honest.
No, yeah, but it's I suppose so.
It's an interesting one. Lawrence Hughes says AC Milan haven't qualified for the Champions League since 2013.
Oh bloody hell!
So yes,
that's what I'm saying. They haven't been anywhere near the top for a long time.
Yeah, Dan. Sean said, I don't buy it that Dan Yanks would have lawyered up prior to backing out.
Yeah, but everything happens so quick. I think they panicked in a way. But either way, they've still got a contract. And after the fact, Perez is saying, well, they're still in a contract. So I don't know if they've done the things necessary to get out. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's right.
Yeah, Jeffrey says, I'm sure the fines will go to JB Morgan, who financed the club. I really can't see the fines going to just Madrid.
No. Well, it goes to the Super League. So if the Super League carries on, because Madrid and Barcelona they're still going ahead with it, it would go to the league if it continues.
Someone's going to be taking about a fucking $3.5 billion, just gassing it up on some yacht somewhere for Santa lasted 2 days.
Yeah. Someone said, well, Ajax invited. I think Ajax were and they turned it down. I think there was talk about Ajax.
PSG turned it down. Bayern turned it down. Dortmund turned it down.
Well, apparently, PSG, they weren't invited because of the World Cup Qatar thing or something. There was some sort of problem. There was something to do with that. was the reason why they didn't go into it, because there's some sort of conflict there with, and I think they're beholden to FIFA because FIFA obviously done
A lot
the
of
dodgy.
deaths there, isn't there? A lot of deaths.
Yeah,
mate,
but how they got it was dodgy.
There is a hell of a lot of deaths going out in Qatar building them stadiums that are all being swept under the carpet. It's terrible. The labour, the money that they're paying the people, the temperatures these people are working in building these stadiums, mate. It's so, you talk about corruption. There's some corruption there. Get them getting that World Cup, I tell you.
Yeah, Sepp Blatter for you. Sepp Blatter.
I thought that was good. I've lost it. Where was it? The one you had up before. Did you put that one up, Nick?
What one, mate, did I put up?
I'm trying to
find
it. What did it say? It was the talking about the comment that was just up before this one.
Yeah, but what was it? I didn't change it. Who changed it?
That's good.
Not me.
Scott did.
No, I didn't.
Who put the Philippines one up?
Not me.
Not me.
What did it say? Can someone tell us what it said?
He said,
It's
"Let's move on from the Super League bollocks."
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if we was involved in the Super League? We'd be fucking 10 shows a night on it.
There it is. Do you feel that younger fans are more incensed by the Super League than older fans?
No, do you know what?
I
don't give a fuck, right? I'm not going to name names, but Ryan will know who I'm talking about. They wanted it to go ahead. There's no way. The way they was talking, some of them wanted it to go ahead. They just was scared to admit that they wanted it to go ahead.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I was just reading that questionnaire. It says Ryan released the tapes. What tapes? I ain't got no tapes. I'm saving them tapes for a bribe. Yeah. I think I know you're on about.
Yeah, they definitely wanted it to go. Some of them definitely wanted it to go, especially like the person in question was an Arsenal fan. All of a sudden, he starts attacking everyone else for attacking their supporters.
I'm not naming any names, but it rhymes with ET.
I honestly think they honestly wanted it to go ahead.
Listen,
I think they wanted it to go ahead because it like some of these fans, and I've seen a lot of fans like this, right? A lot of them, especially like Tottenham fans and that, they want it to go ahead because it cements them. You know, Arsenal are like without that, Arsenal big club. Don't get me wrong. I mean it with the greatest of respects. But they're on the way down the leagues. Like Leicester have got a better team than Arsenal at the minute.
Right.
You know,
what they have this. Yeah, no, you're right. But what they don't realise is it would have been the death of their clubs as they knew it. Because
I don't think it would have been the death of their clubs as they know it. But some of these people. Hold on. Okay, all right.
No, I'm just saying, when I say the death of their clubs as they know it, Nick, I don't mean the club's going to be dead. But the problem is now their games are going to be played in China, Texas, Saudi Arabia, all over the world.
Yeah, but some of these fans, their egos override their. You know what I mean? I can't prove that that's the case, but listen, it's just a hunch I've got. Some of them wanted it to go ahead because it cements them at the top. They ain't got to work for it anymore, and like the fact that you ain't got to work for it anymore, but being at the top appeals to a lot of these fans because they can tell that them clubs are on the way down. They're on, they're on the slide, mate.
Everybody I've spoke to who support one of them clubs who I know, and I've spoke to about it and discussed about it. None of them wanted it. None of them wanted it. And they're all realised it would have been shit. All over the age of 30. Some of them older than that. And none of them wanted it.
You would never know because they might secretly want it but are afraid to say because they don't want to get a bit of backlash. Like, don't get me wrong, if West Ham, like say if it was West Ham, I can sort of there would be a little bit part of you excited to be part of that, but it's done the wrong way. That's what I'm saying. If it was done the right way, then good luck to these clubs. But it wasn't done the way. It was the sneaky it was because they were so sneaky about it.
But the thing is, they want to replace the proper the fans like us with that they call the legacy fans with the fans of the future, right? So they want to, and this extends to West Ham and everything in the Premier League. They want to turn football and football clubs into Disneyland. So everyone comes for the day, they buy all their merch and all of that stuff, spend money there. then they're gone. New fans come in. They don't want fans in there that's going to criticise them, protest, challenge their decisions. They just want fans who want to be there for the experience and go. And that's what they're trying to do with this Super League. They'd have gone to China. They'd just be happy to go and see all the good players. Brilliant. Thank you. Amazing. And then leave. They're never going to boo if the team's not doing well. They're just not going to get anyone's back. Then they'll go to another country and then another country. They want to phase us type of fans out. That is the whole thing that's been happening.
But that's it. That's where this is where it all boils down to what I said on last week on Monday Night Show with this FIFA generation, this thingy of like you want to sign all the best players and just play against the best teams, and you don't give a monkeys about everyone else. That's the problem. That's not what football's about. That's the thing. You're losing the soul of what football was put on.
Scott, some of these people, and I mean this with the greatest respect, some of them are, I'm not talking about friends of mine, but some of them do stuff with friends of mine and that. Don't care about competition, mate. It's all about ego for them. Like, and they talk about, I know they follow these clubs, and I know that they, travel a lot and they spend a lot of money and all of that sort of thing. But being a part of Arsenal, I shouldn't have named it really, but being a part of a club like that, like it's just easy to go and buy a season ticket. That doesn't make you better than me. Doesn't make you better than you. Doesn't make you better than the person that's sitting over in America getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch their club, because he goes around following the clubs around, and some of them are just obsessed with being the best. And I do honestly think that he's having a go. I mean, he used the same fucking joke 14 times. I saw about you saying fucking Bolt. Like, but
yeah, Mo Farah.
I just think that's
more in your stadium than you.
Mo Farah. Yeah, sorry, Mo Farah.
You know my feelings on the bloke. I'm not a big fan of him.
Do you know what? I don't mind the geezer, right? It's no fucking secret who we're talking about, but I don't mind the geezer. When I've met him a few times, he's been a nice enough fella. But I think he lets himself down. I think he lets himself down with things like that. Makes himself look silly.
Yeah.
Makes himself look bitter and twisted and things like that. You know what I mean? Like,
the thing is, I don't mind. Like, if he obviously, look, I've been tweeting. He'll reply to my tweets with his West Ham this or this and that. That's fine. But when I challenge you back, don't then just disappear. And then I said to him, I said, well, all right. I said, look, because he's obviously kept replying to my tweets. But I said, why don't we have a debate? I said, my channel, your channel, off camera, whatever.
Dan,
just have it out.
Dan, do you know why he don't reply to you? Because you ain't about that life. Don't get involved, man.
He replies and replies. But when you put you come up with a good point on it, then he's gone, and it's like, well, if you're gonna keep coming, like let's have it out, because he likes a heated debate. I like a heated debate, so why not? Go for it. Like I said, I don't have a problem with him in real life, but I think stuff like that is just a bit weird. Like, I just find personally,
I just find it. It says things like, "Oh, why are you piping up because you've had one good season?" It's not because we've had one good season, is it? I'd be piping up if we was fucking 18th.
But you know what?
We've got to wait. But that's what I was saying. That's why I think he was secretly for it, because he thinks that clubs like us shouldn't have an opinion on it.
Yeah,
when it affects everybody.
He's comparing Arsenal to us, because you can't compare Arsenal to the other teams. Obviously, Spurs excluded. But he's comparing his team to us. And why? You know what I mean? What if we, just because I think a certain thing? I'm not even talking about West Ham. West Ham's not in the equation. Just because I think it's a bit embarrassing that Spurs and Arsenal are trying to get in a Super League. What's got to do with West Ham? We ain't trying to get it. That's what I said to him. I said the difference is, he's talking about West Ham. The difference is we ain't trying to get in a Super League. We didn't try and enter one. So
to be fair, nor did he. His club did. You know what I mean? But you getting so fucking defensive, like?
Yeah, no, but I'm criticising Arsenal for trying to have the balls, to have the fucking gall to say that they're in the Super League when they're 9th, right? And he's going, well, West Ham ain't done nothing. It's like, well, yeah, we ain't trying to get in the Super League though, mate. So it is what it is. But yeah, no, like I said, I ain't got a problem. Like I said, I love people. Everyone knows I love a proper debate and I love to thrash it out. But like I said, don't just jump in and then jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. So
the thing is, right? You saw the comment up there before, and saying who wants to watch West Ham burn the other than the fan base. but who wants to watch Liverpool Man United?
Yeah, that is.
I've got no interest in watching Liverpool Man United, and I love football. I appreciate football. I know how good some of them players are.
It's the most boring derby in football.
I won't go out of my way to watch other teams. I won't pay extra money to watch other teams. I pay money to watch my club.
Yeah.
But why are we talking about who wants to watch it outside of our fan base? Why does that matter? We've earned our way to the top.
Yeah, but this is because of when you look at people. This is the argument you see a lot of people why they.
I don't see any of that argument. There's no argument there because we've earned our way to the top, and we've earned our way to be shown on the TV as well as anybody else.
But it's why that's exactly it. But this is what these people sit there and say about why the Super League's a good thing. Because who wants?
Oh, fuck the Super League! Man, I'm sick of fucking talking about.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Can I just say? Can we all take a moment to all hail David Moyes in his first full season? He's got in the heads of all the top six and made them want to leave because he's mighty. And he's turning West Ham into a fucking super force, and we're here to take over this season, next season, and the season after. Freedom.
They fear David Moyes.
You know full well we'll be sitting in 14th next season, Ryan. You know it.
Let's see. That's what I need to see.
That's the annoying thing about us. Is we just all know that we've had a good season this season. We just think, oh no, it's going to be that 4 bad seasons, 1 good season scenario kicking up again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Lawrence Hughes says, I think he's trying to say that West Ham fans are fans wanting the points deduction most and questioning the morals behind their obsessive behaviour towards point deductions. Any comment? Yeah, I got a comment. I don't want to win a league like that, and I don't think any other fucker wants to win a league like that.
Well, I don't give 2 shits how I win it, but it's the points deductions don't even have to come this season. They can come next season. It's about what's right. Do you know what I mean? They can put it next season.
Personally, I'd be saying this if I was an Arsenal fan.
Oh, Scott, you take a trophy if someone fucking chucked it in the bin and you picked it out there, mate. I know what you're like, you fucking...
No, at the end of the day, winning a trophy is winning a trophy, right? But what I'm saying is it don't matter what team you support. These 6 need punishing. No matter what, they need punishing. That's the main thing. So if they get punished and we end up qualifying for the Champions League or finishing runners-up or winning the league, then so be it. That's just part and parcel of it. But I'd be saying this if we were sitting 20th or if we're saying 6th, if we're sitting in 4th.
Anyway, I was gonna. Oh, were you gonna go to ask us anything? All right.
I was gonna say.
Sorry, I thought we'd done it on an hour. Am I wrong?
No. I was just gonna say if anyone, to get off this Super League bollocks. Did anyone see the Jesse Lingard interview yesterday about his the state he was in, his mental health, and how coming to West Ham, he's a completely different person now. He didn't feel he was in the right place. He didn't feel like Jesse Lingard no more. And I see a lot of people sort of putting comments on Twitter and the YouTube channel as well, saying about, what was it? Why is he moaning if he's earning 150, 200 grand a week? And I'm thinking to myself, what does money matter? It don't matter what you earn if everyone's got feelings. It don't matter what you do. You've all got feelings, and his mum was going through issues, and he didn't feel right. So yeah, I thought it was a really good interview, a really good side to see in Jesse Lingard, and I really like Jesse Lingard. He's coming across as, when he first signed for us, there was a lot of people worried about he was going to have this ego about him, and he was going to think that he's bigger than West Ham and better than West Ham, and he's just fitted straight into our club, and it's a joy to have him. I really do hope that we can get that deal done next season. Just to, I think he's been such a blessing for West Ham.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I did see little pieces of that, and like, I think, people, a lot of people, they tie mental health to money. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you've got. Doesn't matter. Everyone can be in a bad place. It doesn't have to be, everyone. I think a lot of people tie financial sort of insecurities to bad mental health, and it doesn't matter. You can be the poorest person in the world but be the happiest, but you can also be the richest and be the loneliest, and that's what you've got to, that's what you've got to get out of your mind. Like, money don't make the world go round. Like money can't, not make your. It can't make your mum better if she's ill. It can't make your sister better if she's ill. It can't, get you out of that bad mindset. You know what I mean? Like, money don't.
I just
dictate
think that,
your mental health.
honestly, mate, I just think it was so refreshing to see a player sit down and talk, open up like that. And, not a lot of people do that. And there's, especially in the last year, mental health is at its highest, and suicide rates, and especially with men under the age of 45. And obviously you had that the other week where the Yeovil captain, 32 years old, killed himself in a hotel room. No one knew he had mental issues. And I think it's nice that Jesse Lingard sat there, and hopefully that interview will give a lot of people the confidence to speak out, because it's difficult at the moment. It's terrible at the moment with what's going on. And someone's just said there a name, Robin Williams, always put a smile on people's faces, but behind closed doors, you don't know what goes on with these people. So
did you ever see talking about Robin Williams? Did you ever see the interview with Christopher Reeve after he had his accident? And how Robin Williams went into, because they were good friends, and he went into his hospital room, and he was like just giving up. And Robin Williams just went in there and sat with him every day, telling jokes, trying to get him, and that helped him get round from being just giving up, And it goes to show, that guy done that for someone who was a friend of his, and then in the end suffered with his own issues. And money to a lot of people makes life a bit easier, but it doesn't take things away. Your life is still your life.
But Scott, it's important to speak about it, and I do agree with Ryan. Seeing big profile stars like Jesse Lingard makes people understand that their problems are not unique. These problems don't just linger at the bottom of society, or when you've got no money or anything like that. These problems, are throughout society. Whether you're a millionaire, billionaire, or you're homeless and living on the street, it's not. Mental health affects everyone, and there is always someone to talk to. And we had a conversation recently about something that happened on Twitter. I don't want to obviously bring too much negative vibes to the thing, but there was a guy that looked like he was giving up on life. He was saying goodbye, and we took our time. I messaged a couple of times, and we took our time to find out where he was. We phoned the police. We made sure they got to his address, and hoped. We sat there and hoped and prayed. But then afterwards, he opened up a little bit, and he turned around and said, "Just look, I was in a bad place. I didn't mean to worry anyone." And it was like, "Look, man, just talk to somebody. If this, and I've always said this, and this is the greatest piece of advice I think I've ever been given by anyone. No matter what the problem is, no matter what it is, there is always an answer. Always. There is no problem in the world that there isn't an answer for, even if it's losing somebody, or or something that there is no cure for, no stop for. But talking to people and time, I've lost people very close to me, and I thought, at the time I thought it was the end of my world. We went to Mexico back in 2005, and I was very, very close to my granddad, very close to him indeed. And when I was away, he passed away, and I didn't know. Obviously, I didn't know, and I come straight home, and it was like a ton of bricks hit me. Your granddad's dead. His funeral's tomorrow. We didn't want to tell you because you was away. There was no way you could come back, and it was like my whole world had collapsed around me, and it fucked me up. But time and talking, and just remembering and doing them things, and speaking to people. Being with friends and being open and honest with friends helped me through it. And now, of course, I love my granddad, I remember him, but you get past them bad times, you get past them down times, the times when it feels like there's no answer. There is always an answer.
And but this is what I was trying to say, mate, is that people like Jesse Lingard opening up, someone will be sitting there watching that video thinking, do you know what, if someone like him is suffering, and he's because people will look at him as he's their hero. You know, he's a footballer. He's playing for his country. He's playing in the Premier League. He's one of the best players in the Premier League at the moment. But if he was suffering, you know, and he opened up, and look at him now, he's got a smile on his face. So there's always, I find it easier that you can open up to strangers more than you can your family and friends, because sometimes you feel embarrassed. But when you don't know that person, it's easier to open up. So if there's people on there that are suffering, our DMs are always open. I'm sure just like all the other channels, DMs are always open. People feel comfortable talking to us. I'll sit there and talk to someone. It don't bother me.
That's it. That's it, mate. That's the thing. You shouldn't suffer in silence. You know, if you've got a problem, you've got an issue, speak out, talk to someone. Because the amazing thing is talking is a great healer. You know, and that's what it is. And people will listen, and don't be embarrassed.
I think comfort comes in the form that, you know, and I know this might sound horrible, but comfort comes in the form that knowing that you're not the only one. You know, just talking to someone, they may, you know, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling bad, or you're feeling at the bottom, talk to someone. They might be feeling the same, and you're going to help each other. Anyway, Andrew McDonald donated $25 and said, "Here, Scott, have some of my money."
Scott, thank you very much, Andrew.
Scott, lend me $10.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. We never got to speak on the 50+1 thing.
I just want to. I bring up my good friend here. Chris has been a friend of mine for many years, since I was a kid, and I hope he don't mind me telling his story. But he lost his daughter a couple of years ago, 10 years old, and you know, we all went to her funeral, and he finds it tough and he finds it hard. You know, he can always speak to us. He can always speak to me. You know, if he ever needs me, I'm here. Ever. That's what I will say.
So, Dan, 50+1. We haven't really spoken about that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's bring it back. Let's bring the mood back up. Come on.
Yeah, so the 50+1 thing, obviously, that's something I've seen Nicky talk about. I've seen the Red Men talk about. A lot of people seem to want 50+. For those who don't know, it's the model in Germany where all their clubs have to be majority owned by fans, so 51% fan ownership. It seems to be a popular idea for this country, and it's something that I'm not necessarily in favour for. I don't think it's realistic or practical. It's basically, it's not going to happen. It's impossible. There's no point campaigning for it, because it's how will we just now, in the middle of where we are with all the money, just get to 50+1 ownership, 51% ownership?
It's a government or an independent intervention.
So if you're Man United, so if you're Man United and the government's going to tell you you have to sell 51% of your shares to fans,
might not need to sell it.
What's that?
Yeah, but
might not need to sell it.
Yeah, but
we're going to give you. Yeah.
What fans are going to be able to afford to buy that?
And if they give it, do you think the government can give away 51% of something that they own? Like, they've owned.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that they should definitely have more fans involved. You know, I know that West Ham do the supporters ball, but they're handpicked. I think that there should be a chance for fans should definitely be involved more with the club, but to own 51% of it, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I tell you another problem with it is the 50+1 thing in Germany is basically allowed Bayern Munich to dominate completely the Bundesliga, because it stops sort of new money coming into the club and investment. So if we did have 50+1, if anything, it would keep the top clubs at the top and limit.
But they now fucking treat their fans well, damn.
No, they do, but the problem is the league will be less competitive, is what we'll see. Yeah, okay, it would have done stuff like stopped West Ham moving to the London Stadium. It would stop all of these super leagues. All of these sort of decisions, it would stop. You can fire Golden Sullivan, you can fire Stan Crean, get him out, all of that stuff. But
it'd be like, like when Stone Cold Steve Austin were retired, he started bossing everyone around when he owned WWF. That's what it'd be like, wouldn't it?
It would be exactly that.
Ryan just Ryan walking around with a pair of shorts, a waistcoat, and a tie on, with his feet on Sullivan's.
I wouldn't wear that. I'd just have a pair of shoes on. That's it. Nothing else. A pair of shoes.
And a
cowboy hat.
It would be crazy, but I think it's a waste of time, fans campaigning for it, because it's never going to happen. The government will never be able to give away 51% of what someone owns, and fans will never. I
don't think they can give it away, but it's a little bit like Microsoft. When Microsoft were found guilty of monopolising the market, they have to sort of lower them parts of stock and sell it for very minimal. It can be done.
Yeah, but are they guilty of monopolising though? Really? Because anyone can invest in the club.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was listening to a German football expert, and he just said, like, the problem is maybe at the beginning of the Premier League, early on, you could have done it, but now he said it's too late for English football. It's not possible for us to have it.
I don't believe that. I'm a big advocate of change like that, man. I'm a big advocate.
It sells massively in this country.
Yeah, how are you gonna say, like, say Man City, who they're the best lawyers in the world apparently? The government's going to go, oh, we've found you in breach of monopolising. We're going to make you sell or give or sell at a discount half of your club plus one to fans, and they're going to go, meet my lawyers, piss off, goodbye. Like, it's never ever going to happen in this league. And like I said, it just keeps, all that will keep the top teams. It keeps the Man Cities. It keeps the Man Uniteds and all of them at the top, and people like clubs like West Ham, Leicester, Burnley, Everton all stay beneath them, because that is what it does. It gives us maybe a better quality of life.
You think that Super League's dead and buried? It's not. They've gone back in their cave, mate. They'll be formulating another pan, and they'll be back out soon with something else.
Yeah, it will, but it shouldn't. I mean, if we have to rely on 50+1 to ever stop that, then it's happening. We might as well accept that it's happening. If that's what it takes to stop it, it's 50+1. Because, like I said, it's just not possible.
Right, let's get some questions in. I want to see some questions. Here's a question for you, Dan.
The questions.
Manor Park or Canning Town?
Come on, Manor Park, mate. Manor Park.
Would season ticket holders getting to vote in a poll on decisions work, give the fans a voice in the boardroom?
Yeah, there is the one thing is they talk about having a fan on the board at clubs. So there's one fan on the board at every club. The
problem with that is that you end up one fan on the board. You end up that fan gets handpicked by the board.
Yeah, well, it'd have to be someone, wouldn't it? Like, no fans on the board. Like, no, can't be handpicked. Or I don't know how they do it. Like I said, I don't even think that's realistic. But
why did you turn it off?
It's more realistic than 50+1 is to have a fan on the board. You can say, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think the fans will take, like, well, maybe someone who can just let them know, like, this ain't a good idea.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, do you know something we forgot, boys? Happy St George's Day.
Yeah, I'm glad. Do you know what? I got home late and I've been rushing around. I didn't have time to go up and get any drinks. So I feel a bit, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm sitting here a bit because I ain't got me booze. But I've got to get up early tomorrow anyway and drive. So I wouldn't drink anyway.
Kids, because someone explained this comment to me. Banner next year, line off Dan's nut. Line off.
It should be line off Dan's nut.
Is it? Well, it says of. I'm reading that as of. You had your chance. You had your chance for your comment, and you messed it up.
Are we going in? Ask us anything, right?
Yeah. Get your questions in. Ask us anything. We'll be here for another half hour, whatever. Favorite cocktail? Ooh.
Don't really drink them, really.
I love a cocktail. Oh, I love a cocktail.
Don't mind that Blue Lagoon in Wetherspoons.
No, I'm on about proper cocktails, not the Wetherspoon stuff that they mix up in a big bowl.
I don't know nothing about cocktails.
You know what? I don't mind an espresso martini. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
I like that.
James Bond did.
Yeah, no, I like just working my way through the list and see how far I can get. But well, it depends where I am because sometimes they're like 15 quid a cocktail. But yeah, when I look at them, when I go into a cocktail bar, the first thing I do is just look for the cheapest one because I just want to get out there. I ain't paying fucking 15 quid for a cocktail.
So I like a Cuba Libre, but one of the best cocktails I had was out in Cos, and it was called the Dog's Bollocks, and it really was the Dog's Bollocks of a cocktail. It was great.
Well, have I heard of that one?
For the life of me, I can't remember what was in it, but it was nice.
Ben Big wants to know: have you been to the pub yet?
Yeah, I went.
No, I ain't been yet.
I went last Thursday night.
I ain't been to the pub yet. I've been to an outdoor pub. Like I had a walk down the South Bank last Thursday and found a nice little outdoor pub. I suppose. Well, we've all got to be outdoors. You can't drink indoors at the moment, but yeah, it was nice. And then it sort of turned really cold sitting next to the Thames. So, but it was nice to just drink a pint. £7.50 in a plastic cup, well spent.
What?
You're up London. You're on the South Bank. You're on your South Bank, yeah.
I paid $5.50 in Stratford for a Peroni.
Well, you paid $5.50. I only paid an extra £2 and I was up the South Bank. So you
wouldn't be able to buy that at the Whip, Scott.
He's a bit of a joke.
Dan'll be all over you, mate. It'll be all over you.
Yeah.
Steve wants to know pie and mash or fish and chips.
We're all going to agree to this, aren't we? We're all going to be on the same page, I reckon, aren't we? Pie and mash. Come on.
Pie and fish.
It's pie and mash. It's pie and mash.
You had me going for a sec there, Scott.
What about if you have a fish pie?
Do you know what? I don't mind a fish pie, but I ain't
Scott, if I looked at you, you look like someone that likes a nice fish pie. You've got that look about you.
He looks like he works on a fish stall, doesn't he? Like he worked on a little...
Yeah, I can imagine you down old Billingsgate Market.
Never been down there. But no, fish pie is nice.
All right, love. You want some jelly dills? You want some jelly dills, love? Yeah. I've got a lovely bit of salmon in the boot of the car.
But this, so anyone who don't know what pie and mash is, I mean, I always call it pie and mash, not pie and mash. But anyone who don't know what it is, if you're an international fan, but it's a pie with like a soft pastry, a suet pastry, mash and liquor, which is a parsley sauce.
Normally a minced beef pie as well. Normally.
Yeah. Well, it has to be. Yeah. Generally, and that's what they have in East London. So some people look at it and they go, "Ugh," like the green over it, and
that's what's got to be shouted out. 2 for a pan. 2 for a pan. Come on. 2 for a pan. 2 for a pan.
I can really see him with the money, the little apron around his waist where he puts all the change in it. And goes, all right, darling, yeah, £2 change.
Is an interesting one. Happy Hour 82. Favourite pub in London?
I did love my local, the Roundhouse. I really liked it until it closed down. I don't know what's happening with it now, but apart from that,
it's difficult because I don't really go out drinking in pubs no more. Like it's not like the old days. Like when I was growing up, like first started going out with my mates, you'd always be in a sort of pub. But all right, Scott, I was only joking, mate. I do like pubs.
Oh shit! Wait, then there was 2. I was taking the thing at Arsenal.
All right, Scott, I was only joking, mate. I do like pubs.
I was scrolling through the comments. For some reason, it kicked me out.
And someone said Lee Davies, but Ryan looks like he likes a good spag bowl. Do you know what? That's one of my favourite dinners. I love spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah, it's a good dinner. It's a good dinner.
That's a nice dish. That's a nice dish.
When it comes to pubs, I like proper pubs, with carpet.
Oh, hang on.
And all
of the Roundhouse closed down, Dan?
Yeah, well, it's all gutted. It's been completely gutted inside. All the bars destroyed. My dad was telling me because my uncle's got his pub. Apparently, a lot of pubs have had a big payout from the government. So I'm hoping. I hope that's what it is because Yeah, I mean, look, all the events they have there and everything.
Dan, you know what? Wouldn't surprise me if that type of pub didn't get bought out by one of the bigger chain pubs.
But do you know the thing is, when I back in the winter, when I bumped into one of the barmen at the gym, and because they didn't open through the whole pandemic, when all the other pubs opened, they did not open up, and so yeah, fuck knows.
Hammers Mikey saying the most hated and irritating comedian. Please say Johnny Vegas.
I'm not a Johnny Vegas fan, but it's not in for me.
I'm not. The only thing I like Johnny Vegas in was Benidorm. When in the program. I'm not a big fan of Frankie Boyle. I don't really. He just don't do it for me. Just don't.
Yeah, Frankie Boyle. He was just shocked. He just said the most shocking thing. But the one who I hate the most is that Russell Howard. I find him so funny. Yeah. Russell Howard. I find him unfunny completely. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. I know he's popular.
I'm glad Graham ain't here because he'd have us doing our Michael McIntyre and Alan Carr impressions again. That was so funny. Like me and Graham were sitting off camera and we're talking to each other. And for some reason, we just started talking to each other and then Happy Bollocks turned up and spoiled it. Old Nicky Hawkins. And bearing in mind, he turned up and he had the ump and we just won 3-2 against Leicester. So
there you go. I'll quickly reply to this. Do a video. Rusty said do a video down the pie mash shop. I've done one. You can go check out my match day vlog of the last game at Upton Park. You can see me in a pie mash shop before I met up with these lads. So I just thought I'd let you know. Go and look it up. Man United versus West Ham last game at Upton Park.
Sorry,
Joe Pasquale. That's the chat. Joe Pasquale.
This come up just before Nicky come back in. Who do you feel like the most, Nicky or Graham?
Great, Nick. Go back out so we can answer this one without you hearing.
Cover your ears, Nick.
Sorry, I got rushed away. The Xbox blew up downstairs.
Here's a good one. What outdoor activity haven't you tried but would like to?
I've always fancied like
fencing,
parachuting.
Nah, fuck that. Anything higher, anything over 5 foot, I'm not on it.
Yeah, fuck that.
Honestly, I've always fancied. I just always fancied it. Don't get me wrong, I'd be shit scared, but I've just always fancied it.
Someone's putting their dog in. That's the comment of the night. That one, I like that one.
I know that. Yeah.
Here's one for all you wrestling fans: Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels?
Bret Hart.
I say Bret Hart. It was better, more technical. Shawn Michaels was a bit of a wanker in real life.
I went off Shawn Michaels when he kicked Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window for no reason.
Remember that? I remember that night.
Poor Marty. Whatever happened to him? What did he become?
Our old friend Nick Crosshammers. Famous people met at the airport. Me and Scotty was with Ian Holloway. Nicky was with us as well when we met Ian Holloway. Do you know what? Funny enough, I think that's the only famous person I've ever met at the airport.
Do you know what? The only pseudo-famous people, I wouldn't even say met because we didn't meet him. The only pseudo-famous person was when we saw flipping David Sullivan Jr. That's how bad it was. And we just looked over and was like, oh, it's David Sullivan Jr.
No, me and Ryan, when me and Ryan was going away before, I can't even remember where we was going. I think it might have been
the first time we went Mexico, wasn't it?
It was Mexico. There was loads of people in the airport. They was having like some
golf tournament, didn't they, in Marbella?
That's it. A golf day in Spain. It was like Razor Ruddock was there, and the guy that played Harry the Hatchet in Snatch, and Dennis Waterman, Jimmy Hill, yeah. Loads of people in there. Loads.
Yeah, I ain't been to.
But I did see Messi coming through the airport once. Nice. And that was. I didn't meet him. I didn't even see him. To be fair,
was it like that bit at the end of Bend It Like Beckham when she turns out David Beckham's walking across like that?
No, it was. I swear it was the Barcelona team. Thingy was there as well, Thierry Henry, and I saw him, but I saw them. I wouldn't say I met them. They was just walking through.
I don't know why, but this sounds like the best night out ever. I met Alan Pardew at a Stones concert.
Oh,
I reckon Alan Pardew was out of his nut. He was on it.
The king is here.
Pardew has arrived.
The Foo Fighters were on my flight. Wow.
Maybe it was when they filmed that music video for the Learning to Fly.
Yeah. Made my way back home.
Imagine being on that flight. That'd be quality.
Yeah.
They must have asked him to sing that.
What?
Yeah, we'll find out.
That must be annoying, isn't it? Like every time, can you sing "Learning to Fly"? And he's like, it's looking for
It's a good one. Most disappointing film you're looking forward to seeing?
I tell you what, I remember the first time I went cinema by myself, right, to see Iron Man 3. It was so fun. I went in there, and you go, can I have one ticket? And I pretended I was on the phone and was like, are you going to be here soon? I'll get my ticket. All right, you pick yours. That all just, I was so embarrassed. And I went in and I was thoroughly enjoying it. I was fucking loving it until the reveal that the Mandarin was an actor called Trevor. And when that reveal came, I was disgusted. I've never been so disappointed in all my life. I was loving it up until that point, and then they ruined it. So that Iron Man 3.
I've got no idea what you've just said there.
You never seen Iron Man 3?
Oh,
No.
You
I've seen
love
Iron
the
Man
Marvel
1.
films.
I like the Avengers films. Yeah, Dan, I like them, but there's fucking 20 odd of them.
Yeah, but this was before there was shitloads of them. That's
Iron Man's were the good ones. Very good
Iron
ones.
Man 3 was so good up until that fucking Ben Kingsley turned into just fucking novel.
Trevor.
Yeah, I hated it. Right? Worst disappointed film.
I'm trying to think of one. There's been a few shit ones. I watched one recently, and I was, when you're just flicking through like Netflix, and I found this random film, and it was like a British film. Looked decent in the trailer. It had Ray Winston in it, so I thought, I'll give it a go. But it also had Glenn Murphy in it, and I'm sorry. I remember Glenn Murphy. Like, you remember Glenn Murphy from London Burning?
Yeah.
I thought, do you know what? This might be. It was one of the worst films. It was just Glenn Murphy running around Italy. That's all he kept doing. And then it was in the olden days, and Ray Winston was beating his wife, and I was thinking, what's going on here? And it was just the poxiest film I've ever seen in my life.
I'll be honest with you.
I'll tell you what.
The one that's come to my mind, and it's a recent one, was Coming to America too.
I ain't watched it yet.
I ain't watched that yet.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Awful film.
It's a nostalgia trip, isn't it? That's how I see it. You got to expect it's not going to be good. I wouldn't go into it thinking it's good. But my one, I tell you what, I wouldn't even think. I can't even believe I forgot this. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Right? I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I from the first scene, I was just disgusted. I was so it was one of the worst films I've ever seen. Worst Star Wars film. I'm still to this day. I feel I'm so disappointed. So Star Wars: The Last Jedi. What a pile of shit.
Do you know what? One for me is a majority of horror films. I love a horror film. Love watching horror film. When you watch the trailers, and the amount of horror films that you sit there and like you think, this is gonna be really good. It looks really scary, and then they're just so pony. I think the last one that was actually any good horror film wise was probably The Conjuring. But all the rest since then, they've just been pants. Like I was watching The Nun. That was disappointing.
Oh, The Nun. I fell asleep in the cinema watching that, Scott.
That's what I mean. But you watch the trailer, you think this is bloody awesome. This is gonna be great, and it's just so poor.
Yeah,
they just. I don't think they really know how to do horror anymore. They can't do horror without jump scares and them. It's more the noises, isn't it? That do you than anything else. It's more the loud music that kicks in.
Yeah, I think a lot with horror films now, you have to watch them in the cinema to actually get scared.
Yeah, I know.
There's a couple of times I've watched horror films indoors and I've had to look over my shoulder a couple of times.
He's got a bed at night, turned the light off and done the old run to the bed in case the monsters get you. I'm sure. Soho
Mist says that it's got. Know you like some metal? Do you like Black Sabbath? I think they're. I like both iterations, Dio and Osborne's ones. I think they had some really good catalogue of songs. Black Sabbath, didn't they? What do you think, Scott? What do you think about the Dio version?
Yeah, they're good, mate. They're good. They're one of one of the classic ones for me.
Well, they sort of started that old metal thing,
Yeah.
really. So.
Yeah. I've started to discover a lot more new heavy metal music and stuff like that since I've got my YouTube account, and you go on the new stuff. So I'm discovering new bands that I didn't even know.
Wait a minute, you've only just got on YouTube. You've only just got a YouTube.
No. Since I've had a YouTube Music now, I try not to listen to the radio because the radio is just the same old rubbish.
You don't have Spotify. Spotify is good.
Nah. So now I've got a new van. I listen to the YouTube Music on there, and I always try and discover new music. And there's a lot of decent metal bands and stuff like that now that I didn't even realise existed.
Yeah,
It's quite good. It is quite good.
It's some good. We should. I feel like we should do a music channel, Scott. Yeah.
I don't know how many people watch, mate. It's a lot of people wouldn't fancy the music that we sort of listen to.
I'm quite eclectic. I mean, if you look up there, I've got like a big reggae and a rap collection up there. I love 80s music. I'm very eclectic.
So my when you go on, so like with YouTube Music, it sets up it brings up a sort of playlist of everything you've listened to, and you're sitting there, and I'll go from Five Finger Death Punch to Bob Marley and the Wailers.
What did you say the first one then?
Five Finger Death Punch.
I see a pong like that once.
It does sound like a dodgy act, doesn't it? Like it does. I've never.
It generates this random playlist, and like because the missus listens to it as well, it then flick to say like S Club or some sort of clubbing type music.
It's Spotify, mate. Get that fucking YouTube Music shit out. It's Spotify. One knows.
Here's one for you, Dan.
It's because he's signed in. It's because he's signed into our YouTube account, and we pay for the premium, I think.
No, and then I've got my own one, mate. I don't want to.
It's all fucking Dan TDM on our one that Nicky watches.
I love Dan TDM.
I get all these fucking kids YouTubers on my.
Yeah, it's because what you got to do? You got children. You give them the fucking iPad or the phone. What are they going to watch? They're going to watch Arsenal fan TV, are they?
Nicky watches.
I'm the same. My one. You click on my YouTube now. If it ain't our videos pop up, or it's Lego or this kid that Cody watches, and like I can't understand a thing that this kid's doing, but he's mesmerised by it. It's mental.
The Cockney vs Zombies, my film, my smash hit film. Watch it on Netflix now. Highly rated. I have to say this: I despise cricket. I saw that, and it triggered me instantly. I despise cricket, most boring sport.
Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of the cricket, but the only time the cricket I ever actually watched it was when England won the World Cup, and I was just caught up in that moment. And it was look, I said I'm not a great fan of cricket, but that moment, England winning any World Cups are good, but that was just a magical moment. And because Ben Stokes, he's one of the best players in the world, isn't he? So. But I remember the Ashes in 2005 with Freddie Flintoff and that. You never forget them images of like all them.
Do you know what? Right, to anyone that doesn't like cricket, go watch a 2020 game. No. Come on, go watch a 2020. Honestly, come down there.
No, I fucking won't.
Oh, mate,
Mark Grandad, that was speaking about earlier, mate. He was a massive fan of the cricket. He was a massive fan of the cricket.
Such a good day out. Such a good day. A couple of years ago, because obviously we can't go this year. Normally, what I do is I don't work on St George's Day. Yeah, I'm a big thing that St George's Day should be a bank holiday. So, me and my brother-in-law went down to watch cricket.
Oh, well, that's it, happens. It's St George's Day today.
I know it is. Yeah, but yeah, I went down and watched. I've been to the Oval on St George's Day. Chelmsford was down at Middlesex, and just being typically English, having a beer in the sunshine, watching the cricket.
I'll be honest with you, mate. Anywhere where I can sit there and have a beer now, I think I'd go.
Yeah, honestly, 2020 cricket is worth a watch. Worth a watch.
I don't like the bowling. Have you ever tried to do that shit?
I've played cricket.
Yeah,
I was quite good at cricket.
Scott was a county champion. Scott played for Yorkshire.
Arsenal got a penalty.
No, it's offside. It's offside. If he's giving that, then he's having a laugh. It's offside. Yeah, it's offside. Yeah. Sorry, Pepe.
Okay.
Bye. So someone put this one up, did they?
What's the funniest TV show you've ever seen?
That's so hard because I love comedy. There's so many good ones. I've been binge watching Curb Your Enthusiasm lately with best American comedy ever.
It is only Fools and Horses without shadow of a doubt.
The only Fools and
Without
Horses,
shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest. In-Betweeners was good.
Yeah.
Do
you know what?
Nothing touches only Fools and Horses.
I found the In-Betweeners funny first time I watched it around. When I watch the repeats now, I don't find it as funny. But then with Only Fools and Horses, I still laugh at the same bits now, and I've seen them hundreds of times. But I'll probably go. There's a good one there. Desmond's. I used to love Desmond's.
Desmond's was great.
I used to love Desmond's.
Only Fools and Horses weren't as good when they all started having kids and getting married and shit. That's when it started to not be as.
Oh no! I'm not saying it was flawless start. I'm just saying. As I said, the funniest program I've ever seen. The funniest program I've ever seen is Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, it's tough. I've seen
without a shadow of a doubt. Nothing touches it. I just think that you relate to it. You relate to them Cockney white boys and them, them Londoners, and you relate. That's for me anyway. Look, Americans are going to be different, and people from around the country are going to be different. But for me,
you know what? Someone was telling me that Raquel. No,
Raquel. Yeah.
Who's Del Boy's wife? That is Raquel, isn't it?
Yeah, Raquel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me that in real life, the actress that played Raquel was going out with the one that played her on-screen son, Damien. And I thought to myself, that can't be right. There's too much of an age gap. So I looked it up, and it was actually true, but it was the actor that played, when they went into the future. And Damien. Because I was thinking to myself, that's a fucking massive age gap.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was dating him for about 10 years.
Philia.
Well, not really. Not if she waited until he was aged.
No, she was dating him now. He'd be 20 years older, wouldn't he? So.
Oh yeah. Obviously, if it was that, but
I don't mean she was dating him at the time, like little Damien. Just come out the womb, and she's like, "Get it out, kiss a kiss."
Someone said, "Who's Raquel? Who's Stan?
Who's Rachel?
Who's Rachel?"
Dean Rossi says, "Will you guys go to away games when West Ham get into European competitions?"
Hopefully, I'm able to if I'm in a position.
If I can afford it and I get the time off work, and we actually get there.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to go on a European away. I'd love it.
Absolutely, we will. We definitely 100% will.
Do you know what? I don't know why, but it's just come into my head. I was meant to say to you earlier. Have you seen the new England range that the club have launched on their website?
The West Ham England range.
They've got a shirt on there, an England shirt. It's a mixture of all three of the. Remember in the Italian 90, we had the blue, the red, and the white kits.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of all three in one shirt. It actually looks quite decent.
Really?
In a club shop?
Yeah, they launched it today. They sell the England shirts with number 10 on the back for Trevor Brooking from the 82 season. It's really decent.
I swear my they're buying from these websites. I swear a bit.
You broke up a bit there.
You broke up there, Nick. Say that again, mate.
Right.
I swear on my life.
I swear on life that they're from these, buying them from these websites. I swear down.
Look, that's it.
I agree. I was at it. Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit. It don't look exactly like, but the British kit.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when?
No, I just thought it's like random. Random. See that on the website,
if you're just going to wear it for an England game, it's not a bad.
Yeah, I'd only ever wear that on for an England game. I wouldn't wear that walking around fucking streets.
Yeah, can you imagine? Let's go lakeside in me
Let's go.
Like that.
All right, love. Let's go out for a meal. What are you wearing? I'm going to wear the Free England shirts.
It's bloody. Someone said best reality. I honestly, I don't watch reality shows. They're all fake.
Well, you don't watch any reality show, Dan?
No, I've seen reality
Really?
shows. I'm not. I tend not to. I don't like.
My favourite one would probably be Porn Stars. I love that show.
Yeah, I like porn stars. Yeah,
Love that show.
I
well,
like.
I wouldn't really call them reality shows, though.
Well, they are, I suppose. But the problem is, they're all
They're
these
more
reality
reality
shows.
than Towie, let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's reality, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I've just started watching Swamp People.
Fucking hell. It's another one of these people where you're watching people just doing their jobs, like Axemen and the.
It's a lot like that, but they hunt alligators, and the one that got me into it, they hunt snakes, like pythons and stuff like that in Florida.
But the problem is, like Scott, is a lot of it's like they manufactured. It's manufactured drama and. It's sort of, that's what
I know that, mate. But I like all that. It's interesting.
Contrived.
So someone just said it there. Steve's just said it at the bottom. The repair shop. I've been watching that lately because I'll get home a little bit earlier from work now, so I get to watch it. And I like that. I love programs like that.
I used
to watch
Kevin Smith's Comic Book Men. I liked that where people. Would go
I used to watch the Cash Cab. I used to like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether anyone's ever seen that Cash Cab. I used to get up early every morning to watch Cash Cab, and the ones I do like is Porn Stars, and I used to like the ones where, you know, when they go to the storage units and they bid for the storage units, storage wars, and one where they go round to old like garages and like old barns. They go around the country. I think it's called American Pickers. Yeah. I used to like that. I used to love watching them pull out the old titles. Some of the stuff that people have got in their sheds and shit, man. In America,
I think it was amazing. In America, like there's these people with this massive plot of land and store this stuff, and it's just sitting there rotting away. And you think, well, at least do something with it.
Yeah.
I just that was the.
That's an interesting one. Wait, Junior, what foreign accent automatically makes someone hotter for you all?
No, he didn't say it, Scott. He said for y'all.
So for y'all.
For y'all.
I'm not really into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm not an accent like accents. There's accents that put me off, like the Brummie accent. No offense to any, Brummies that are watching.
I'm playing with me tits.
Oh,
do you want to watch me finger myself?
A lot of them sort of accents.
I've got some cough candy.
Have you ever watched Ted?
Ted.
Ted.
Ted. Yeah.
With
Ted.
Where he goes, never sleep with a woman from Boston.
Why?
Yeah,
their accent.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have got funny accents. Them Boston Hammers, but it's funny. It's a lot of the accents. I'm not a big like some northern accents. It reminds me of League of Gentlemen, and you've got the cab driver. And she's like, is the cab driver with the hairy legs, and he's like, all right, love, they drop you off here. Like that sort of thing. I always get that sort of. I'm not a big accent. Any of you guys into accents?
Really?
Accents?
Not really.
No, it's
as long as they don't talk too much.
Oh,
that's right, mate, I'm married now.
Someone said Brummie ain't foreign. Oh, we did say foreign, didn't he? Brummie's it's foreign.
Foreign to us.
It is, isn't it?
Anything north of the M25 is foreign.
It's foreign. They might as well be foreign. The Welsh accent, no, I'm not a big fan of that one either. That's technically foreign. It's all. Yeah, I'm not. There's nothing I can't say.
I'm gonna go out here and say probably Italian women, their accent.
Is it? Go and do it, Scott.
I can't do it, so I can't speak Italian.
Scott,
I could probably nail the Boston one more than I could nail the Italian one.
Go on then, Scott, do your Boston accent.
Yeah, go on, Scott.
So if we take the clip out of what the film I was talking about with Ted, it's like, oh yeah, harder.
Scottish. He's gone Scottish. Get in my belly. Oh yeah.
Honestly, watch the thingy. Watch Ted and see it, mate. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I tell you, Trode says Irish girls sound cute. Believe me, I work. I speak to Irish people all day, mate. Believe me, some of them people don't sound cute. They sound like they smoke 60 fags a day. Yeah.
Someone said the Irish.
We live in Dublin. You go, all right, sorry, sir. She goes, I'm not a fucking woman.
Someone said the Irish accent. The girls from Cause. Remember the pop group?
What the Cause? Yeah.
Fuck their accent. Fuck it.
What? Someone said Rocky was from Boston. He was supposed to be from Philadelphia, wasn't he?
Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah, not
definitely a Philly, man.
But Sylvester Stallone, don't try and place his accent, honestly. He can't place his accent. He's one in his own, isn't he?
He's all over the place. I was watching. There was a program on last night, and I caught the last 5 minutes of it. It was like, and they was right slagging him off, saying that like the work he's had done, and the bloke's in his 70s, man. He don't look that bad, to be fair. Like, leave him alone. Fucking 40 years he's been in this industry. So what if he spends a little bit of money trying to look better? Fucking leave him alone.
Well, they want him to look like an old ball sack. He's not going to get any work otherwise, is he?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the geezer's in his 70s. Like, so what? Fucking...
He's in better shape than all of us, to be fair.
Mate, he's... Honestly, I was watching Rocky 3 the other day, and every time I watch that film, it makes me want to get up and fucking run.
I know, he's in his body Rocky 3 is fucking phenomenal.
That's the leanest he's ever been. That's the leanest he's ever been. He got in shape for that film, and like, honestly, when I look at him, I swear I was sitting there eating a packet of crisps, and he made me put them down. He made me feel guilty.
I tell you what, the great soundtracks, the Rocky films, some great songs.
Rocky 4 soundtrack is the best. That Hearts on Fire. When I'm on the running machine and I need a little bit of a boost, that goes on.
I like No Easy Way Out. I like that one.
No Easy Way Out.
That's good for the gym.
Saying about the gym, I've been back this week. 4 times I've been this week. 6
I'll
o'clock in the morning. Love it. Week. Getting back on it.
I'm going to join one.
No, do you know what? The gym I've joined is quite decent, and like it's got a sauna, swimming pool, and everything. But obviously they're not open at the moment. But I've been getting in there 6 o'clock in the morning, hour and a half before I go work. Fucking loving it. I need a bit of routine back in my life, and I need the summer clothes. I need my summer clothes to start fitting me because it's getting warmer.
Fucking. So I just see a comment that just made me just go, "Oh my god, did he really just say that?"
What they say?
I know the comment.
Fucking hell. I was like, he's talking about who cares about accents, and then he follows on with something. If you read the comments, Stevens. I was about to click it, and put it up. I'm glad I didn't. Fucking hell. Some of the stuff is doing.
Fucking see.
This is a question for all of us. I suppose we're going to have to debate this. Name the worst 5 strikers we've ever had from 1 to 5.
Here we go.
Well, Nicky's going to say hello. The worst striker I've ever seen at West Ham is Mido, whatever you want to fucking call him.
He was bad. Benny McCarthy was pretty fucking awful as well.
Mate,
and TT Kamara.
I've never seen a Premier League. When I see Mido come on for West Ham, I've never seen a Premier League striker with tits and a gut. And I thought, there's hope for us all if he's running on that pitch with 20 minutes to go.
It's trying to think, like, there's been so many and trying to condense it.
Savio. I don't know whether he's classed as a striker, but he was fucking bad.
Savio, Maiga, Zaza for us. Zaza for us was bad. I mean, he wasn't necessarily the worst striker yet.
There's been a lot on there.
John
Wellington, Powley.
I think it's a bit hard to say, Palista. We never really saw him, did we? To actually rate his performance. I don't think Kaleri was that bad. I don't think Kaleri was that bad.
I think Zaza's got to be up there. He's got to be up there.
Scott, Elliot Lee.
Do you know what? I think Jordan Hugill, when I saw him play for us, was really bad. I think he's probably kicked on, and I think he benefited from being with us. But every time I saw him in a West Ham shirt, it was just really bad.
Heller's got to be up there. He's got to be.
No,
just because of the money he cost us.
All the money. It's not about the money, is it?
It's not. Heller's not in the top.
Why not?
Yeah. I'll tell you
Being
what,
cheaper don't make you a better striker, does it?
I'll tell you what, though,
less money don't change it.
when we come to the end of the season, we look back at goals of the season. Haller be in the top 3 with his overhead kick against Palace.
Yeah.
He scored 2, to be honest. He scored one against Sheffield United as well. That was a banger.
I don't even think Haller would be in the top 10, if I'm honest. We've had no. Well, come on, mate.
Definitely not.
If you're talking about your worst strikers that you've
seen, ability,
not under Golden Sullivan. I'm talking about since we've been following West Ham, mate. We've seen some shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen some shit.
Even under
Lee Chapman. Lee Chapman for one.
Yeah. Someone said there's Shemek.
God,
Yeah.
Jeremy Aliadier.
Yeah, but do you know what? With Shemek, right? I slated him, and then he played for Palace, and he ended up scoring the winner against us.
Yeah. No, I reckon for ability, I don't think Heller's there.
No way can you put Zarate in there. I'm not having Zarate in there.
No,
I'm not having
Zarate.
Zarate.
Man.
He
was decent.
David Bellion. You remember him?
God, there's some names coming up.
Bellion,
David Bellion. That was under Pardew, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who said Demba Ba? Fuck off.
Demba Ba. He's probably one of the best ones.
Probably one of the best. Yeah.
Come on. It's So
someone's put that. I thought that was a big Sam signing, but they must be a little bit behind still talking about the films.
You remember that quadrophenia we signed?
What about One Chop? Was you having One Chop?
Yeah, well, that One Chop was decent. Him and Di Canio.
One Chop.
I mean,
I liked One Chop.
Yeah. Someone said Doc Cantori. He was more of a winger, wasn't he? That was Ryan's favourite.
This is a good one, yeah. Favourite player who left the club that you still rooted for?
None of them.
I'm joking. None.
Once they turn their back on our badge, they're dead to me. I'm joking.
Mine's Tevez. I always liked Tevez as a player.
I always like to see some of the academies go on to do well.
Yeah, of course.
I liked Carrick. I didn't root for him when he was at Tottenham, obviously, but I always liked Carrick.
Yeah, there's
Rio. I was really interested in Rio's career.
Funny enough, did you see the story about Rio today? That he actually turned down Chelsea to go to Leeds.
Did he?
He said he was close to joining Chelsea, but he wanted to get out of London because of the nightlife, and he said that people were holding him back. So
interesting. Yeah, Declan Rice. I like to see players, like Obiang do well. Players that seem nice guys, and they, you want to do them.
Probably, I'll probably have to say Julian Dix, but then he come back. So
he weren't gone long enough.
Nah, does he even count?
Yeah, there's some
names. Tony Gallagher. That's the mad thing that he left us, went to Blackburn, and won the Premier League. Yeah, that's mental. That is absolutely. I suppose it goes up there with
someone saying
Premier League.
Someone said there, Ginger Pele. He didn't sign for anyone. He didn't play for another club, did he?
No, I think he meant when he
left to go Villa.
Yeah, he went to Villa, didn't he?
Someone said in the chat, Jermaine Defoe. I think he must be having a laugh, isn't it?
No, maybe
now. Maybe he means now. Yeah, maybe he meant like now. Like he warmed it, but at the time, no one was rooting for.
B-Rap Hack saying Julian Dix left. Yeah, he left. He went to Liverpool. He's in Liverpool's history. He was the last person to ever score in front of the old cop.
That's right. Yeah, he was.
History,
yeah.
Crazy.
On this show, mate. History lessons a lot, but yeah, I think should we leave it there? I've got work in the morning.
Coming up to 2 hour mark.
I've got to get up early tomorrow. Fucking on a Saturday as well. They're buying us breakfast though, so they're swaying us. I'm having hopefully. Well, no, I'm not having them fucking fitted tomorrow, but I've got blinds in my house, but fucking nightmare that is. But I ain't going to go into that.
You fucking fit blinds. You used to do that for a living.
Yeah, I know, but I'm paying for the service. Let them fuckers do it. I wish I'd have done it myself, mate. Believe me.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about diesel for, anyway? Come on. Why is there two dens?
Why is there two dens?
He's had a stroke. Look at that one out there. Oh my days.
What is it? I can't see anything. It's just black for me. It's a black screen.
No, he was just frozen. Mate.
He was sitting there like that.
Yeah.
Right, before we wrap up, quick predictions for tomorrow.
Pain.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, it's going to be the nerviest fucking watch along ever. Me and Nicky are going to be Rex.
Don't worry, Scott. We can have our say in our build-up show tomorrow. That will be on tomorrow. A little plug there. So join me and Scott for the big match build-up show before we hand you over to Alan Pace at the bottom there.
What we
always say
our 4 start 4:35.
Yeah, we'll go 4:30.
We're winning tomorrow. How much? Got a feeling.
What's the score?
2-1.
I think
That's
a safe
what I've
bet.
said, yeah.
If you have 3-2 either way, I think you're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I for some reason I felt a 2. I feel like this could be the first game where there's not 3 goals either side on this. There'll be 3 goals in total, but we won't score 3 and they won't score 3. I've said that. Please, West Ham, please. If I would take that Newcastle loss all day long if we just beat them. Honestly, the way they've been so cocky about you're not getting top 4, we're getting top 4. Like, I would love to shove it down their throats. The so-called saviours of football. The so-called saviours do me a favour.
What accent would they have to have?
I mean, we know what their accents are, isn't it? It's all very, yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan, yeah. Chelsea. Gonna make it a blue day, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're all like that.
I don't think I've ever met a Chelsea fan that actually talks like that.
Never.
That Sophie Rose talks like it. Oh, babes, yeah. How hot, yeah, babes.
I've actually, I'll be honest, mate. I've actually met a West Ham fan who talks like that. So
Yeah, Graham off camera.
But Chelsea is an area, isn't it? It's a very affluent area, Chelsea, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Just quick one, Matt. It's only another. Well, it's any time now. In reply to what you're asking, mate. Any time now.
What? What's the answer?
any time.
What did he ask?
About the baby coming.
I thought you said he could have asked you to whip your old boy out or something.
We said any time.
Yeah, so he's asked. There we go. So any time.
Shit! Everton just scored. Leno's had another howler right through his legs, near post. Richarlison, he is shit. Leno is shit. I'm not having these better than Fabianski. He is shit. Through his legs on the near post. There you go. This is like a little watch along, pre-watch along. You know.
So what?
Oh shit!
Oh, I
that
feel like a
mean?
little school kid.
That puts Everton on 53 points, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Is it 52? I think. 52?
Yeah, we wanted a draw, really, didn't we?
Ruled out, apparently.
Yeah.
Ruled out.
Is it?
Apparently,
How?
so.
There's nothing wrong with that goal. What's wrong with it?
No.
There's nothing wrong with
It might not have been, though. It might not be, and it might not be yet.
There is nothing wrong with that goal. He runs down the line. Oh my God, threw his legs into the back of the net. Oh, that's embarrassing. How can it be? No, that is well onside, guys. Look at that. Look at that. That's onside.
Oh, they're drawing the lines down. They're drawing the
mate.
lines.
There's no way.
I don't know, mate.
Leave it
Really?
there, Dan.
Here we go.
Yeah, leave it there a minute.
Just when it plays proper, turn it away just in case the Premier League do it.
Just look at it.
It can't be offside. It can't be.
There's no
He
way.
don't look offside from now.
Like, what is going to be offside? His arm? He's trying to say his head's offside? Oh, this is pathetic when they start doing that. I mean, it will do us a favour, but there's no way.
I said this in the preview. This is one of the best
No, it's given. It's given.
cases for top
given.
4 that
given.
I can remember.
It must be. Yep, it's given. It's given.
Right, Dan,
That would have been a trap.
Don't want to get the video took down.
Yep. There you go, guys. You've got a nice little show the offside of the Arsenal game, Everton game?
Not really a result we wanted, though, did we? Really, we wanted. A draw.
No, I mean over yet.
It is what it is, mate. You got to make your own luck in this life.
Oh, of course you have.
Yes.
Of course you have. And tomorrow's a big push for it. Big push for it.
Yeah.
All right, let's leave it there, boys. Thank you very much for joining us.
What?
Them comments are still making me laugh because everything does look like you got a pair of earrings on.
They're not earrings, man. It's a pair of headphones.
It's because it's the dangly one. It's not the They're not little ones.
Let me just show you this Leno thing, right? I'll pause it and you guys can see how bad it was because you ain't seen it, have you? Literally, right? Oh, you can't see that. Look at Leno. Right? Can you see Leno?
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really, no, damn, we can't really see that.
How can you not see that?
Someone looks like a giant and the others look like tiny midgets. Don't they, Scott?
Yeah, he is.
Look.
the guy down the bottom corner looks like he's an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, look how big he is to all the little midgets, right? Imagine a massive party come.
Look, right, now you can see it. Look, watch. Richarlison.
What? We can't see it, Dan. We can't see it.
Right at the right end, the end of the screen. You can't see Richarlison's.
You need to stick the camera down the other end of the screen.
I can't. It's on a screen. It's on a wire.
Right. I'm going.
All right.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. Obviously, we'll be back tomorrow. Then two boys up the top will be back with a build-up show, building up towards the Chelsea game, massive game, and then we'll be taking it over for the watch-alongs. Obviously, with fan cams after post-match pint, all the good stuff. Anything else left to say, boys? Oh, you can check out our new T-shirts. We've got some new T-shirts in the store there. What's the T-shirt called? Spiritual Home T-shirt. And a They Fly So High T-shirts. Go and check them out. They're in the store now. Link in the description.
Someone did ask about the audio going up for this one, so because we haven't been doing that on. People want the audio, so we'll make sure that gets on the old Patreons.
Yeah, we start putting the audio on. To be honest with you, I'm going to start chopping these up and putting like highlights and stuff on there, and making sure that there's going to be stuff. But yeah, we're going to start getting the audio on for all of the content because it's an easy thing to do. So, thank you very much for joining us. Anything else left to say, boys?
Just one thing.
One thing left to say. Come on, you wines.
Come on, you wines.